Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris the High Guy Jacobs, and today we are taking a look at Phase 2 of the Top Commander event, going through how to earn those points and how to rank top within that to continue your points collection in order to acquire those top ranked heroes that you get for ranking high in Top Commander. Remember, in order to get your rankings, what you need to do is rank within the top 15. As long as you get that, you're getting at least 10 frags for the hero that you want. And from there, it's really just about pushing through and pushing as hard as you can. Now, you're not going to win every single one unless you're a whale. My best advice is to save for the events that you want to participate in. I, for example, am an infantry main, so I will use my resources for the infantry TCs, top commanders, and save my resources for the other ones. That being said, Day 2, Phase 2, is probably the most annoying day to try to earn points, because the available options are very, very specific to three simple things: the lucky roulette, resource gathering, and consuming arrows. So, let's take a look at how we earn those points. Every spin on the lucky roulette is going to earn you 8,000 points, or 80,000 points, So, one 5 spin on the roulette is going to earn you 400,000 points, which, if you think about it, involves a ton of gems in order to make it worth. Because let's look at that real quick. If we look at the lucky roulette, a 5 pull here is 4.2 thousand gems, 4,200, and if that's only pulling you 400,000 points. Well, you can start to see how, in order to get even just the phase rewards at 2.7 million, it's going to take approximately 27,000 gems just to do it that way alone. So, that takes a lot. It's not great, but it's unfortunately one of the best ways for this day is spinning that lucky roulette, okay? Next, you've got consuming arrows. That's consuming arrows inside the Great Hunter event. Okay, consuming these arrows will give you, what did it say? Let's double check here. It's going to give you 10,800 points per arrow that you consume. So if you've been saving up arrows, you're welcome to use them here in the Top Commander, at least to get those roulette points or those top phase rewards for here. But truth be told, I would save using the consume arrow function for the last phase, which we'll go into. Okay, only because during the last phase, the challenge phase, the points are reduced for for what you earn. So, for example, in Phase 1, when it's construction and research speed ups, you get 150 points per minute. Well, in the challenge phase, you only get 120 points per minute, so it's less valuable to use them then. But I believe, and we will figure this out together, I believe the consume arrows maintains its power, its point allocation. And even if it doesn't, it'll still be better for you to be able to use that to earn the phase rewards in the last one as well. Those are the 2 days where earning phase rewards becomes a challenge, unless you're a whale, have a ton of gems, or have saved up a lot of those arrows. Okay? Because here's the kicker with the arrows that most people don't really realize. If you're going to use arrows, okay, you're going to earn your points for the exchange, right? For the Wasteland Challenge, you're going to earn the points for this, okay? However, if you look at the ranking, the rewards are only if you use at least 1,000 arrows within this event. So if you are like any of these players underneath here who have used arrows, they are not getting rewards even though they're within the top 100, because you have to use at least 1,000 arrows to earn rewards. Now, what that means is if you do use 1,000 arrows, that's going to put you within the top 10, which is going to earn you both of those heroes. You see what I'm saying? It's going to earn you both the fragments for the heroes that you want. For the infantry one, you can choose basically any 2 heroes that you want. You could go Eddie and, say, a Dutt. You could go Riven and, say, Robert or Miyamoto. You can go ahead and pick those the way that you want. And as long as you're using 1,000, typically you'll rank within the top 10, so you'll earn all those rewards from there. Okay? But again, you have to use 1,000 arrows to earn those rewards. Don't forget that. Okay? So, lucky roulette, consuming arrows, and then finally, farming and gathering resources. Now, your food, your wood, your steel, and your oil are all going to gather at the same, you earn points at the same rate. Because if you think about it, your food and wood nodes, level 6, have 1.2 million resources. Your steel has 600,000, and your gathering, and your oil, has 240,000. So if you do the simple math, at 1.2 million for the wood, half of that for steel, right? 600,000, and then half of that, or a third of that, or whatever it is, a fifth total down here for that gathering oil. Because 5 times 240,000 is 1.2 million. So it all equates to the same. Gathering gems is a little bit different, but truth be told, those gem nodes are really difficult and kind of frustrating to find anyways. And you're only getting 20 points or 20 gems in those. So 20 times 360 is only, 7,200. So you're not earning a lot of gems or a lot of points for gathering gems. So, you're not going to have to really worry about it. However, if you think about this and do the math on these farming ones, each node is going to bring you about 436,000 points. Okay? And that's by simply doing or 432,000 points, pardon me. And that's by simply doing the math, right? So you have 1.2 million food. You divide that by 1,000 units of food, gives you how many, basically multiplications, how many units of food you're getting per single one. And then obviously multiply that by the 36 points to get 432,000 points per node. Now, some of the ways that you can benefit and get the most amount of points for your top commander, especially for resource gathering, is to set out a alliance node for either steel or oil, right? The reason being because the load that they can bring back is still increased. So as you'll see here, I'm holding effectively 5 nodes, almost 6 nodes worth of steel, compared to if I was to go with a food or wood node, which you'll still bring back, say 4 or 500,000, or say 6 million, but that's only 4 or 5 values. You know what I'm saying? So we're at 5 or 6, so it's easier, and then you can send longer amounts, and then start to send them gathering the day before, so that when they're on their way back, it's shortly after reset or what have you. Heck, you could even recall these, right? Recall your marches, and then have them sit outside your base, not recalling them all the way until reset happens. Once the reset happens on gathering day, then you can bring them back and resend them out and basically, take a nice little chunk that way. So had I played this smart and done this properly, we would have done the Alliance Center a day beforehand, and then had this coming back to collect just after reset at the start of the day, instead of 18 hours into the day, in order for us to get that full march back coming there with 4 million, or what it's going to be, 4 million or something like that, steel, right? And if you think about it, let's do some quick math here. Going over again to the top commander. Let's do some quick math. If we're earning 432,000 per node, and we're coming back with 6 nodes worth, right? So times that by 6, we're looking at just under 2.6 million points just for this one node. So it is possible, for example, to get all of your phase rewards, right? 2.7 is the limit, basically off of this one, as long as you're doing it properly. So it's easy to kind of stack them up that way. But then you have to realize that farming just takes a long time. So unfortunately for phase 2, the easiest way to get a lot of points is through the lucky roulette, as long as you've been saving up gems. And then next through consuming arrows, as long as you've been saving up arrows. Other than that, if you haven't, you have to be really conscious about your resource gathering and make sure that you're bringing them back, holding them outside your base, waiting for resource gathering day to start, and then bringing them back. There's a couple of events like that throughout Top Commander that you have to be a little aware of, the timing, so that you can be more efficient. Just like when we go through training speed up day versus troop training day, because they go back to back. There's a clever trick in order to get benefits for both days, okay? So we'll be able to show you that. But again, it comes down to simply following the basic instructions of the day, and then obviously clicking over here to getting more information on those roulette points and getting a better breakdown on what it is, so you can see where the biggest bang for your buck is, okay? But that's it, folks. That's it for the day. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Fill out the notification bell so you get any new drops whenever they happen. Go ahead and hit the comment section. Let me know what you liked or disliked about it. Just to know, there is also now a member section. There is a join button. You can actually click now and join the community. You can become a bud tender within the Grow Up community for $6.99 Canadian a month. Now, I know that's a lot for some, but truth be told, it works out to about $5 American per month, and that provides you with a lot of extra bonuses. You get bonus emojis, super chat once we start streaming. You'll get access to the content early. There will be members-only content. We've got merchandise coming. I mean, it's a whole lot of things that are all going to be hidden behind that join button. So don't hesitate. Join the community. Start early. Let's create something. Anything that we make from this account is going to be put back towards the account itself to create better content. I want to create better content. I want to create, more informative information for you guys at home so that you have a better idea what's happening in everything Doomsday related. But that's it, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in. Again, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video if you haven't already. Hit the comments if you haven't already. If you're looking for a new alliance to play with and you want to go ahead and jam with us, again, Region 474, we're always looking for active players. Look out for me in game if you haven't already, and we can always talk from there. But that's it, folks. Thanks very much for your time. Love, peace, chicken grease, and for everybody else that's out there, stay lifted.